Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today is the start of another diary entry. So this is going to be another reading vlog. It's going to encapsulate some of my more seasonal reads for December. You may have noticed that there hasn't been a conclusion to my light novel November reading, and that would be because I had to kind of put a little bit of a pause on that project with me doing my Manga Advent Calendar project and me having like a timeline for it. I needed to work on that. And so I decided to pause my final light novel November reading. So you're going to get that one probably in January. That'll probably be the first vlog you see in January. And that's mostly because I had to stop reading the light novel that I'm reading in that vlog so that I can do my Manga Advent Calendar project. But I won't be talking about any of the Manga Advent Calendar project titles that I have read or am reading in the month of December in this vlog, because I'm doing dedicated like first impressions videos every day from the 1st through the 25th. So if you're interested in seeing which titles I read and what I thought about them, every day there's going to be a different video. So definitely go check that out. I'll list the playlist down in the description box below as well. That being said, I have started a holiday read. So I started the 8th book in the year-round Christmas mystery series by Vicki Delaney. This one's called Oh Deadly Night. So this has been a series that I've followed for quite a while. It was, I believe, our first holiday read for the Book One Cozies Club, which was the first in a series cozy mystery book club that I hosted for about 5 years. I'm not quite sure how many years I've been reading this one, but I will say that every year when it comes to December, I always look forward to reading a new installment in this series. So this one is a cozy mystery series. It happens in a town called Rudolph, where we follow a woman who is basically the daughter of the town Santa Claus. Her father is the town Santa Claus. Her mom is like this big opera singer, and she had her day in the spotlight. They're kind of a mismatched pair, but we basically follow her now running her little Christmas knick-knack shop and happenings in their town, usually around the holidays, but not every installment actually happens in the holiday seasons. And so it's definitely been an interesting ride. I've enjoyed every installment, and I am about 75% done with this one, and I'm enjoying this one as well. I will say that because there's a bit of time, right, between me reading the installments, I sometimes have a little bit of a hard time remembering like some of the characters. I basically, you have the ones that are regular, like our main character and her parents, her best friend, the nosy neighbor. And so in this one, we are following a new person. Still not quite sure about if it's just one or more people, but new something. New people kind of move into town, and they're very mysterious. And the town kind of gossip, I guess you would call her, definitely thinks that there's something fishy about the people that just moved in. And so she wants to figure out what is going on with them, and then she disappears. So we're kind of following what happens to this woman. She's been very prominent throughout this entire series, and it's just like another thing that interests me, because you definitely have that feeling of small town, right? You follow things that happen to other people that happen in this town, people who may come back. As far as this series has gone, we're getting more information on our main characters, like family life. Like the fact that her siblings are definitely becoming more prominent in the series now. The last installment had to do with her best friend. And so I really enjoy like the focus of all of these different people. And obviously it always incorporates something that's going on within the town. And I just really enjoy it. And so we'll see how this one ends. I'm definitely having a great time. I am listening to this one on audiobook as borrowed from my library. This audiobook series has had a change in narrator. The first few audiobooks were narrated by someone else. And I know that there was a difference in like how I portrayed how I viewed the character in my head because of the difference in the narration. For me, when the new narrator took over, I definitely felt like our main character kind of aged up a bit. She sounds a lot more mature than how she sounded earlier on in the series. And it did bother me when that change first happened. But now it doesn't bother me as much, and I'm just really enjoying the ride. And so I wanted to come on here and let you know that I have started my holiday reading. I may not be able to get to as many holiday reads as I want to, but I may give myself the opportunity to extend those holiday reads through January because they're still kind of wintry, right? And maybe just extend some of that festiveness. I feel like maybe I might need it because I'm still like in limbo as far as my job transition goes. And it's like a really stressful time for my desk in general. Like as far as I've had this job, I've always had a stressful December just because we have a lot of customers who need things done by the end of the year, and there's a lot of them. And so there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I put in a lot of hours, and this year it just seems to be a lot more hectic, a lot busier. There just seems to be a lot more work, and the stress level is a lot higher. Now that being said, I'm supposedly going to have a little bit of an update sometime soon about my job transition because it's taken a really long time, and I was told that there is an update. So I'm hoping that update is that I will finally be able to move into my new job, which will take off a lot of stress, I think. I'll still be doing what I'm doing, but not to the extent that I'm doing it now, I guess is what the silver lining is, right? So we'll see how that goes. I'll definitely let you know if things change for me when I come and do my next update. But for right now, I definitely am enjoying what I'm reading. I'm getting those little bit of a festive feel from the book. And this particular book has a really, really cute, festive, wintry scene on the front with our main character's dog on the cover, which is another character that I just really enjoy hearing about. And so, yeah, that's just what I wanted to come here and let you know. I will be back later to let you know when I finish this book and let you know what book I pick up next, because there's definitely a couple more that I would love to read before the end of December. And so we'll see if that happens. But like I said, if it doesn't, I'm going to give myself the opportunity to probably extend my holiday reads through January. So anyway, we're not doing a lot. There's no like big plans or anything as far as festive stuff, but if I have any B-roll to share with you, I'll insert it here. So anyway, I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're having fun, whatever you're doing, and getting into the season and all the things. And I will chat with you later. Hello. So I have finished Oh Deadly Night by Vicki Delaney. I really enjoyed it. It definitely is a series that I really enjoy revisiting, especially during the holidays. Even if the installment doesn't take place during the holidays, because there are a couple installments in this series that don't, I still enjoy reading them like at this time of the year. I think it's just because, the town is very festive and with her father and knowing that he's a town Santa Claus and her store being like geared towards like Christmas trinkets and things like that. It just has a nice feel. I just really enjoy being with them and seeing what they're up to and things like that. The character that we focus on a lot in this particular installment is somebody that, has gotten on my nerves every once in a while throughout this series. But she's definitely a character that's been with us and we've known about. And so it was really interesting to see her with more involvement personally in the things that happened in this volume other than just like gossiping about it, because she's very much one of those people that is the town gossip. She likes to know everything. She likes to tell everybody everything she knows about all of the situations of people living in this town. And it was just a different kind of feel for her, and I enjoyed that a lot. There is one character in the series I will say I definitely don't enjoy, and I thought that character was going to get a swift kick in the butt with some of the things that happened, or I should say some of the things that they did in this volume, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. And I won't say because I think it might be spoilery territory, but we've focused on that character in the past, and I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy them at all. And so, yeah, it was a little bit disheartening for me personally that this particular character didn't get a swift kick in the butt. But, maybe they're trying to make that character more personable, because we are definitely getting a more personal look at their lives and things that are happening in their life. And so maybe the author is trying to get us to warm up a little bit more to that particular character and what they've done over the last 8 installments of this series. But I still just really do not enjoy that particular character. Other than that, I really enjoy everybody else. I really enjoy the vibe of the town. I enjoy the mystery or the mysteries that we're presented with. And I'm looking forward to visiting again when the next installment comes out. So I gave this one 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Like I said before, it took me a while to get used to the new narrator in this series, even though they have been narrating for a while. I just feel like the character sounds a little bit more mature than I started out with. And truth be told, I mean, we followed this series for years and the characters do age. And so it does make sense that the character would sound older than they did in the first volume. But there's just like a jump in like the number of years that I guess I just wasn't prepared for. At least as far as my perception of the character with the tone of voice and things like that. But still really an enjoyable series, and I'll be looking forward to the next installment. So after I finished that one, I jumped right into another holiday cozy mystery series, one that I have been following for a while again. I do believe we read the first volume or the first installment of this series as well with the Book One Cozies Club. And this is the 8th installment in the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery Series by Jacqueline Frost. So this one is called A Wonderful Christmas Crime. And so in this one, we follow our main character whose parents own a Christmas tree farm. And we kind of follow the family kind of evolving the operations of this Christmas tree farm and like expanding and things like that. And obviously our main character who ends up finding herself in the middle of lots of different mysteries and things like that, and I'm wanting to investigate them. So I'm about 5 chapters in, and it's about 21% of the way into the book. And things are happening in our main character's personal life that I can't really tell you because it's definitely a spoiler. And so we're kind of being told all of the things that are going on with the things that are happening with our character's personal life so far. And so there's really no crime yet. So I don't know what exactly the mystery is. And so I'll just tell you that I've really enjoyed, again, reuniting with these characters. I don't think there's a character in this cast that I don't enjoy. And in fact, there is one particular character who's an older lady who I really, really enjoy. She's kind of one of those really hip kind of grandma type characters, but she is like a pet mom. And so it's just really, really nice to just be with them. People in this town really, support each other and things like that. I enjoy hearing from our main character's family and what's going on with them and their Christmas tree farm business. And like I said, they've expanded their operations throughout the series. And it's just really nice to see all of that and check in with other characters in the town and just the vibe of the holidays. We got another new character to join the cast who is the sister of the sheriff in town. She joined us in the last installment, I believe. And so she's now a permanent installment in this cast in this installment. And so I'm just really enjoying, again, reconnecting with this series. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the crime involved in this one is going to be. Obviously, our main character is going to be sleuthing, even though she's been in some like dangerous situations in a few of the previous installments. And you'd think that it'd make her, think twice about maybe jumping into investigating and things like that, but it doesn't seem to be that the case. Like, she's just very inquisitive and wants to know what's going on. And so we'll see what happens with that in this one. But yeah, so far, still enjoying it. I'm looking forward to continuing and just spending time in this particular town with the Christmas tree farm and all of the festive goodness that happens in this town as well. So that's pretty much all of an update I have for you right now as far as my job situation goes. Things are definitely on the move. So I got some positive news this week about me finally putting some motion into transfer into my new position. And there's still a little bit of uncertainty because the person that is replacing me on my current team, we're not sure exactly like what they can do, what their abilities are, what they need to be trained on maybe. And so it's going to be a little bit before I'm actually like fully let go of my previous position. But it's going to be one of those things where I'm hoping that I'll firmly be away from my previous position by the end of this year. So really positive kind of news this week, but moving in the right direction. So I guess that's a good update that I've had. And so, yeah, other than that, haven't been doing much because I've just been kind of tidying up my desk, really getting ready for the other person to take over and me kind of letting go of that desk to move on to a new one. So there's been a lot of busyness other than the fact that, I told you that a lot of our customers have things that they need done for them before the end of the year. And so just the volume of work is a lot. And so this person is kind of jumping in at a not good time because there's a lot of stuff to do. But I would say it's a good time because there's a lot of stuff to do. There's every opportunity for them to learn stuff. And it's kind of going to be a trial by fire if they don't know certain things. So I feel like with the repetitiveness of things that they'd be doing like in short succession, it would definitely help them learn in a shorter amount of time. And so, yeah, but I mean, they might not even need it. Like I said, we don't know what this person can do, what they have done, what their previous like job duties entailed. So we'll find that out over the next coming week. And I'm definitely going to be focusing on this book over the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to take me the whole week though, but we will see. I do have the manga club meeting this week, so I am focusing on those selections for the meeting that we will be having with our members, our last meeting of this year. And so, yeah, I definitely have a lot more Christmassy books that I'd like to read, but that is on hold until I'm done with my manga advent calendar project and the Monochrome Manga Club selections. But so far, really enjoying the holiday read that I've had so far and the one that I'm currently in. So with that, I will say that I hope you are having a good one, and I will chat with you later. Hello. So I am here with a reading update and to actually close out this vlog. So there hasn't been any B-roll. We just haven't really done anything. I've been working. I did go to my company Christmas party, but I didn't take any footage because I now work at a large company. And so I didn't want to take out my camera and, you know, with all of the employees and stuff that I don't know and things like that. So I didn't film anything. And we haven't been to the arcade. So it's basically just been work here in my house. And so, yeah, so we're going to bulk up the end of this reading vlog a little bit. But first, I want to give you a reading update. So we did have the Monochrome Manga Club meeting, the last one for 2025. And so I had to read all of the selections for the manga club. So as always, first in a series selections, we had the first volume of Ramen Wolf and Curry Tiger, story and art by Emboss. This one is published by 7 Seas, rated older teen. And then we had volume 1 of Moriarty the Patriot. And I am actually reading this on the Shonen Jump app, so I don't have a copy physically. But this one is based on the works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, storyboards by Ryosuke Takeuchi, art by Hikaru Miyoshi, and this one is published by Viz, rated older teen. I will be doing a series first impressions video on both, as always, but it's not going to be up until after this video has posted. Normally I have it up before, but in this case, it's not going to be up till after. Just the way things are going with how the videos are rolling this month. And so, yeah, I'll definitely save my thoughts for that video. But I will tell you that I ended up giving both first in a series selections 3 stars. Then we are continuing with our series reads. So I read volumes 40, 41, and 42 of Haikyu by Haruichi Furudate. This one is published by Viz, rated teen. And so this one is about our high school boys volleyball team trying to make its way back to the top. We're heading towards the end of this series. There are 3 more volumes after this, so we will be finished with this series in January. Such heartbreaking scenes in this one for me. I definitely shed some tears in volume 42. But again, that's just a sign of how much I'm connected to these characters, how much I enjoy this series. We are definitely contemplating a rewatch. We've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. We're definitely going to get to that soon. Really, really enjoy this series, and I can't wait to see these scenes animated. It's going to be such an amazing time watching them, even though I can see them on page when I read the manga and I kind of know like the movements and things. It's just going to be something on a completely different level when we actually get to see it in the anime form. And so really enjoyed the reread of these. 5 stars all the way. And so yes, we'll be looking forward to reading the last 3 volumes in January. And then we actually did finish a series. And so we finished Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui. This was published by 7 Seas Rated Older Teen. So this one is about our main character Takemichi, who we meet in his mid-20s at the beginning of the series. And he's watching a newscast and finds out that his middle school girlfriend was killed by a gang that he used to know way back when. And so through a twist of events, he ends up finding the ability to travel back in time. So he travels back to that time when he was in middle school and decides that he's going to try to change some of the things so that his middle school girlfriend doesn't get killed in the future. Such a good series. I was very, very scared about how this series was going to end, especially with how things played out in the previous 2 volumes. And then just some things that I was hearing about how some people don't enjoy how this ends. And so I've kind of always had this thing in the back of my head, like a scenario of how things might play out. And I got a little bit scared. I will say that my thought was actually going to come true. But I will say that this ended in the best case scenario for me. I was very, very happy with how things went at the end of this. And it was just such an amazing, end. The best possible way it could have ended for me. And so it makes me even more excited to re-experience this series. I will say that I didn't shed any tears, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy this one, because I did end up giving this volume 5 stars. You'll know if you've been watching me throughout my read through of this series that I've only been able to give the volumes 4 stars. But when I was done with this one, I had immediate 5-star feelings. This is definitely going to be a series that I'm going to reread. It's not going to be an immediate reread though. I think I'm going to check out the anime first, give it a little bit of time for this series to really sink in. I have been thinking about it since I finished reading it. It's one of those things that stayed with me for a while and has stayed with me since I finished reading this one. And that's just a sign of a 5-star read for me. So definitely 5 stars for this one. Looking forward to re-experiencing this one. And then seeing all of those Easter eggs, seeing all of the connections I might have missed, picking up on things. I know with how we've read this one, with there being basically 30 days in between every omnibus volume that we were reading, that some things, didn't stick as well, or whatever. The reading experience for me wasn't as good, or I was really stressed out or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to savoring that reread and just really kind of experiencing it now that I've kind of gotten my first taste, let's say, of it. So really, really happy with this one. 5 stars, and definitely would recommend this one. Such a good one. And I'm so glad to have finished another series with the team. We will be starting a new series in January. So I will be announcing that when I do my series first impressions video. So don't forget to check that out. Or if you want an early sneak peek, you can check out my Discord for the Monochrome Manga Club down in the description box below. So besides all of those, I did finish something else. So I finished A Wonderful Christmas Crime. This is the 6th book in the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series by Jacqueline Frost. I think I said it was the 8th one in the last one. It is the 6th. I just feel like I've been with this series as long as the year-round Christmas mystery series, because I think we were reading them annually with the Book One Cozies Club. So it feels like they were one-on-one, but they're not. there are definitely 2 more installments in the year-round Christmas mystery series than the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series. And I think it's because the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series took a couple of years in between volumes 4 and 5, is it? I think so. And so, yes. So in this one, we follow Holly, who is the daughter of Christmas Tree Farm owners. And so we kind of just follow them throughout their business and kind of expanding their operations to other things throughout this series. And so we really get a good glimpse of her family, her relationship with her family, lots of the townspeople, and of course, you know, Holly doing her amateur sleuthing every installment. By this point, I think it said 2 years had passed between the time we left them in the 5th installment to the 6th installment. And there have been some life changes that have happened. And we kind of start off this installment with another kind of big life change. And so the case in this one, I hadn't gotten to when I had first came on here to tell you that I had started it. But this one is basically about a woman in their town who has these antique goat figurines that her grandfather had created. He would make these figurines and he didn't make very many. And so they're very valuable. And someone tries to steal them from her and ends up dying. And so we follow Holly kind of trying to figure out what happened and who the culprit may be, and, you know, just navigating her normal, like, family stuff, their big kind of life change that's introduced at the beginning of this installment, and things like that. So I will say that I probably don't enjoy this series as much anymore as the year-round Christmas mystery series. There's just something about Holly that gets on my nerves in how she, I guess for me, she is very kind of nonchalant about the fact that doing what she is doing the sleuthing and the way that she does it so aggressively is a danger, you know, to her. And she just kind of just doesn't take it into account. I believe when I read the 5th one, I probably came on here and said that I really didn't enjoy that she basically lied to her parents in that one, because the repercussions that she gets from doing her sleuthing have been very dangerous. Like, her life has actually been in danger a few times in this series, and it's very much more, I guess, hazardous, a more hazardous situation to her than any of the other kind of amateur sleuths that I've really read. Like, we do see them, you know, kind of getting cornered by the people that they're investigating or the actual culprit and getting into dangerous situations. But I feel like with Holly, it's a little bit more extreme. Like, her life has been in danger. And it's not any different in this one. And with the things that you find out at the beginning of this installment and how she decides to proceed with her investigating and things like that, I thought it was a really dumb move on her behalf. I really did. And I couldn't stop, like, shaking my head and basically internally screaming at her that she was an idiot for being in danger like that and not being able to just let it go. There were a couple of times where she even mentions how she was really kind of jealous of people who basically get to investigate crime because it's their job. and that she's like, not allowed and things like that. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't understand that feeling. Like, because if that's what you really wanted to do, go to the police academy or something. Like, become a private investigator. I don't know, but there are other avenues. I mean, there's a way that you can make it your job, but that's not the route that she's going. And some of the things that she did in here as far as like tech stuff, like, it definitely brings it more current, like to like cybercrime and things like that, and how you should like be careful of how you like treat your passwords and are basically make yourself safe online, steps that you should take making yourself safe online. And so, we follow her kind of making mistakes like that, things that you shouldn't do with online safety and things like that. And so I thought those points were relevant, right, and interesting. But there's something about her personality and how she handles things and how she has blatant disregard for her safety that I just, don't enjoy. So while I do enjoy like this town, I love her parents. I love the relationship she has with her parents. There are several townsfolk that you get to know throughout these series, and I really enjoy reconnecting with them in these installments. Holly herself and some of the things that she does as far as the investigation process really gets on my nerves. I enjoy her when she's not investigating. Like I said, I enjoy her relationship with her parents and her best friend, and all of her interactions with townspeople and things like that, the events that they have in their town, and all of the fun festivities. It's a lot of fun to be in this town, but it's just her investigating that gets to me. And that's pretty much, this is a cozy mystery that's going to be a good portion of the story. And so I will still continue with the series because, like I said, I really enjoy their town. I enjoy the townspeople, seeing the festivities that they have for the year, and, kind of annual traditions that the town has. I really enjoy those. But I'll be very interested to see where this one is going to go, if it's going to continue. I don't know if there are any more installments being planned. I would love to see another one. But I think I'm probably still going to have the same issues with Holly and her investigating. But we'll just have to see. Things may change. And there may be another time jump again, which would, make a little bit of a difference, I would think, just with life experience and things like that, and maybe how she would approach investigating another case. And so, So I ended up giving that one 3 stars as well. I did listen to it entirely on audio. Thankfully, my library always has the audiobooks for the series every time one comes up, including the year-round mystery series. And I really enjoy listening to them. They always put me in a kind of festive mood, just because there's all kinds of festivities and stuff going on. And so, I will say that this year I haven't really been in a festive mood. It's been in the 80s, and so the festive temperature is not there either. Today it is on the cooler side. It's about 58 degrees right now, hence the hand knit sweater. I thought I should bust this out at least for one video because I haven't really worn any of my hand knits yet because it hasn't really been cold enough. And so, I am looking forward to continuing with some, hopefully, festive reads as we head towards the named holiday, right? But that is going to be my last kind of festive read for this reading vlog. Now, because we haven't had very much as way of B-roll, I do want to kind of beef out this video because I'm not quite sure how long this one is going to be. So I do have a Yarnie update for you, and so let's get into that right now. Okay, so I have 3 projects to talk to you about today. Let's start with the one that you've seen before. While I'm taking this out, though, I will mention to you that I think I did kind of tell you that I had a yarn advent calendar that I purchased, and I do have it. I haven't opened it because I haven't been feeling festive. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to save that for January. Hopefully, in January, things will slow down for me a little bit, and I'll feel like I have the time and effort to put into filming those openings for you. But yeah, it's not happening this month. It didn't happen this month. I did open the box, so I took a look at how everything was packaged inside the box, but I didn't open up any of the packages. And so hopefully in January you'll see my yarn advent calendar being unboxed. I also have a kind of stress ball kind of advent calendar my mom bought for me. And so we haven't opened that either. We did buy a chocolate advent calendar from Disneyland. And we have been eating that. But it's basically just plain chocolate pieces, a little chocolate nuggets every day. And I've been sharing it with my mom and my daughter. And that's pretty much it. Like, yeah. So, hopefully in January, you will see my yarn advent calendar. But I have had some progress on my daughter's Christmas sock for this year. And so I wanted to share that with you. So this is what we have so far. I think that I was here the last time I talked to you. I think. I might not have moved the marker, but this is a charm that I got from Disneyland in the kids section. And it is a Mickey ears with the Sorcerer's Apprentice hat. If you are looking for like a keepsake from Disney and you're like a yarn enthusiast, these make the best kind of stitch markers because they are Disney and they usually come in a set of 3 and they get new ones, new collections in all the time. So this one I think was all Mickey ears. And so, yeah, really, really fun. So I think I was here. And so I was working in tandem, both of these socks. So I have the other one here. So that I could make sure that I use the same amount of yarn for each side. So I did finish up that yarn. And that is why I am now only working on this one. This one has a stitch marker from that same charm set. So this one is Mickey Waffles ears. So yes, really, really fun. Definitely go look at the kids section. I got mine at the Elias & Co. store. It's like in that section of stores because there's a bunch of different sections in California Adventure. So just go to the middle section. It's like, I think it's the one that's exactly in the middle that has all of the kids stuff. And they've got 2 little like turning things with like kids jewelry and things like that on it. That's where you want to go. And there are cards of like 3 like bracelet charms. And that's what this is. And so they have different kinds of sets all the time. And so definitely make sure that you go check that out if you are looking for stitch markers, because I really enjoy these. In any case, with that being said, this is where I am with my daughter's Christmas sock. I am working the heel. So I'm just working a slip stitch heel flap right now. And so, yeah, not too bad as far as progress goes, but she's definitely not going to have these in time for this Christmas, unfortunately. This work transition has just been really, really rocky. I'm happy to say, though, that I am almost fully transitioned. And so that was a real relief. This week was kind of like my last week with my previous kind of branch, I guess. My previous coworkers. I mean, I'm still kind of working with them because I'm helping to train the lady who's taking over what I used to do for them. but it's kind of going to be my first week, the week you're seeing this, fully in, at least I think, fully in my new position. So it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit, I don't know. I'm a little bit anxious about it, but I'm hoping that this is a good move for me. And yeah, hopefully things will be less stressful for me in the year 2026. But in any case, I got off topic again. With that kind of on the trend of my kind of new position, I've got some new teammates. And one of those teammates is expecting their first baby in February. And so I'm like, it's kind of my thing to make stuff for coworkers and friends and things when they're expecting little ones. And so I decided to go ahead and start a baby blanket. I put it in this bag. This is one my mom made for me. She punch embroidered this when we were kids. Punch embroidery was something that we had learned about when we were kids, and we used to go to the swap meet, and that's how we got our little sets of threads and the needle things and the hoops and the little how-to tutorials and things like that. And so she's kind of had this one for a long time, and so she decided to go ahead and put it on a little project bag. And so inside here is the baby blanket I'm working on. And I know this is a free pattern, but I don't know who it is from off the top of my head. But I will put it right here for you. But I'm basically just doing an entrelac style blanket. So this is what I have so far. I have done these in the past for prior coworkers, but this particular pattern is not the same one that I'd used before. So the previous one I used before was one called Tumbling Blocks, I think. And it's from the Lion brand website, and it is still free available there. So if you're interested in entrelac blanket pattern that's free, you can definitely go there. But that one's for worsted weight, and I only had DK weight. Or at least a DK weight that I was interested in using for this particular coworker in my stash. And so that's what I've got so far. I am not quite done with the second row yet. I have these 3 that still need to be done, and I'm working on a rectangle like this over here. So I am doing this with mandala yarn. So this is Lion brand mandala yarn and the colorway Valkyrie. This is 100% acrylic, 590 yards, 150 grams. So the colors look like this. And so I'm kind of working from here. So this is kind of where I started on the skein that I am working off of. And I'll go through here and eventually get through the yellow. And so I thought that might be a really good color scheme because they are expecting a girl. And so I feel like these are all kind of like girly, kind of neutral colors, gender neutral colors. At least I feel like that. But I thought for a girl too, these were very, very pretty colors. And so I kind of have it in this gnome yarn cake holder, and I am working from the outside in, so that's where I am right now. And so it's going well. It's just taking a really long time, and with the nature of entrelac, if you're doing it the kind of regular way, there's a lot of flipping back and forth. I decided to try my hand at reverse knitting instead of doing the purling, so I wouldn't have to be flipping the blanket back and forth all the time. And it's actually working out really well. I think my tension looks pretty good as far as the rows. And so, yeah, it is kind of hard because it is kind of sucking in a little bit. And with the nature of the fabric, because I don't have a lot, I can't really like pull it apart. But so far so good. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. It is just taking a really long time because the gauge is smaller. There's a lot more stitches because it's a DK weight instead of a worsted. But I'm kind of hoping that this will work out nicely. I think it'll be a nice size. I did try to go with the stitch count based on the tumbling blocks from Lion Brand, but it turned out too small. And so I just couldn't brain and figure out exactly how many like stitches I would need to just make it a little bit bigger. So I ended up going with this one, which is actually, I think, substantially bigger. So I'm hoping I have enough yarn with the 3 cakes that I have, but we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope. So yeah, I'm kind of diligently working on this. It's kind of one of those things that's pretty easy because it's repetitive, and it's basically like you work and then you go back and then you work. There are some like decreases and things that you have to keep aware of, but it's pretty easy in the way that it's kind of laid out for you, that you can figure it out pretty easily what the repeat is. And so, yes, enjoying that so far. It's been, more than 10 years, I think, since I've done an entrelac blanket for someone or done entrelac at all. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. And so that's kind of like been my main project over the last week. And so that is going to be my project for my new teammate. And then I have another one in this kind of dinosaur, kind of holiday dinosaur bag. We found this fabric and I was like, oh my gosh, absolutely had to have it. So my mom made me a bag out of it. It is so cute. Look at all of those dinos. Nice variety of dinos too on this one. And so in this one is a project that I probably should have switched out with the blanket project because this bag is a lot bigger. But I just really wanted to use this bag. And so I told you I had gone to my company Christmas meeting or Christmas party. And that venue was so far away from where we are that the company ordered us a shuttle. And so it was an hour drive from our office to the venue. And then actually coming back, it was 2 hours because it was traffic. And so I was like thinking about it right before. And I was like, I should bring a project. I see all these people on like Vlogmas knitting in the car and all of that. And I've never tried it. But I thought this might be a good opportunity to maybe do some vanilla knitting. And I would need like a small project. So I made the effort to start a sock. Unfortunately, this is all I have after 3 hours. And even working a little bit at the party because I can't knit in the car. I cannot knit in the car. And we were on a large bus, like one of those buses that you use for like, it wasn't a school bus, but it was more like a like tour type of bus with nice plush like leather chairs inside and the lights and things. And so I actually had ample lighting while we were driving back on the freeway as well, even though it was nighttime. They turned on the interior kind of party lights. But I got so sick while I was working on this on the way to that I could not. So I did a couple rows on the way and while we were like having downtime during the company gathering, but I didn't do that much and I didn't knit at all on the way back. So that's why I only have a little bit. And the reason that I did that project instead of the daughters was because that one has a free needle. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I dropped it, that's it, right? So with a circular needle, that's something that you don't have to worry about. it's all encased. There's no chance that you're going to drop the needle. And even if you drop the sock or you drop the yarn, it's a bigger piece. So it's much easier to like pick up and things like that. And so that's where I am with that. I am working this with this yarn right here. That is Mally Socks Ferner Wall again. This is the same yarn that I had done my daughter's from the cuff. The like pink, red, and green color yarn. This is the same brand, but the colorway on this one is 20, 12, 21. And so that's this one here. And so it is still like more of a pink color with the green and red. And so, yeah, it's kind of working up differently as well. And it kind of looks like, let me get this. I thought this part over here with the green kind of looked like Christmas trees a little bit. So I thought that was really cute. I have no idea how this is going to knit up. But I thought, you know what? Christmas yarn, Christmas time. Might as well. These are going to be for me 64 stitches, 2x2 rib for 15 rounds. And then I'm just working round and round and round. I think I'm either going to end up doing a butterfly heel from K. Jones or a slip stitch heel flap and gusset. I haven't decided yet. I might even do an umbrella toe, an umbrella heel and toe. I don't know. We'll just have to see how I feel when I get to it. But these Ferner wool yarns have a lot of yardage. It's 450 meters, 150 grams, 75% superwash wool, and 25% polyamide. So I have a lot of yarn to work with, so I could do whatever I wanted. And so I'm just going to play it by ear and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that is everything that I've worked on since I've had another Yarnie update for you. I am feeling like my knitting mojo is coming back a little bit, and that might just be, you know, motivation because I've got something to work towards, right? I'm making something for someone else, which is something I think I mentioned the last time I talked to you when I had introduced my daughter's socks, that it kind of gives me the motivation because it's for someone else and not for myself. And I think with me possibly, hopefully, having less stress as far as work goes with my new position, I'm hoping that all of that will help bring my knitting mojo back because I feel like I barely stitched on anything this year. I know I finished, I think, maybe 2 sweaters for my daughter this year. And I'm a good portion of the way done with a 3rd. But my knitting mojo basically crashed hard early this year. And I don't know. I miss it. But I do feel like it's coming back. I feel like I'm getting my more creative juices going again. And I'm feeling more motivated to work on projects. And so that's a good thing. So before we close out this video, I've got one more segment I want to share with you because we've had no B-roll. I want to do another unboxing. So we've got 3 more of these Mickey Head in the Clouds figures. My daughter found them at our mini-sew and picked up a few more for me. I'm still looking for the blue ones. So, well, I guess you'd call this one green. But there is a blue one here as well. And so you can kind of see the 2 that I have here. We have Thundercloud and Red Cloud are the 2 that I have. But I would like Leisure Rainbow and Sunny Sky. Those are the kind of 2 that I'm really hoping for. But we will see what we've got in these. And I figure since this video should go up on Christmas Eve, it is time to open some presents, right? Presents. And so let's see who we've got in this first box. Really, really excited for these. I feel like it's been a long time since I've done a blind box unboxing because I haven't done any that I haven't filmed. So if you haven't seen any, then we haven't done any. And so yes, this one definitely has a spoiler card on the bottom with some extras at the bottom. So I'm going to open it this way so that I cannot see, and I'm going to put that down like that. So this is the bag. Let me just find the tab. It's right here. So let's see what we've got in our first bag. Okay. Our first one, I feel an ear. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that to pull it out. Oh! The colors are kind of blowing out, but this is a new one. This one is called Sunset Glow. It is so cute. It's kind of cotton candy colored. It's, oh, how am I, oh, I can't really, there's too much light, but it's basically like a pink, a powdery blue, a powdery green, a nice orchid kind of purpley color. And it does kind of look like those like multicolored cotton candies. So cute. Very adorable. And so that is our first one. Oh, very, very happy to have a new one. And then I'm going to reach in here and pull out the extras. And so these come with a little character card. So that one does say Sunset Glow. And then it comes with a little air freshener. Now I did get air fresheners with my other two, but I haven't opened them, so I don't know what they smell like, and I don't think I will open them because they're awfully cute. But yes, very, very happy to have a new one, even though it's not a turquoisey or a blue one. But we've got two more to open, so let's see who we've got in our second box. So again, pulling to the side, because I don't want to see that spoiler card. There we go. Woo, these are so fun. They're so fun. Okay, here's our second bag. Pull tab here. I'm going to pull like that. And we've got a tab here. So let me just pull this. Is it stuck? Oh, it didn't even open all the way. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, now it's fully open. Okay, here we go. Yes! Oh my goodness. This one is Sunny Sky. It's awfully adorable. Oh, and I didn't even show you the ear on the other one. So this one has a sunshine in his ear. But very, very cute. It, again, is blowing out on screen. But his shorts are kind of a periwinkle-y type blue. And then he is more of a like turquoisey color. Kind of still like watercolor-ish. In fact, he's kind of more this color here on my sweater, I would say. So, yes, very, very cute and definitely one that I wanted. So that is awesome. And so let me pull Sunset Glow again so you can see the ear. And on this one, the ear is a birdie. So, yes. Very, very cute, both of those. And then the extras, we have the air freshener. And the character card. So, very, very cute. Very, very happy. That's two that I don't have. And we've got one more. So let's see who we've got here. Oh, this is so fun. So much fun. Okay, again, to the side. And we've got our pull tab right here. And, oh, this one didn't open all the way either. And we have, I think this is a leg. Oh, it's a new one, but it's not one that I really, really wanted. But this one is very tanned. So this one is Long Track. So you can see kind of yellowy orange kind of color. Still very cute though. But you know what that means. I'm still on the hunt. But these are so cute. I couldn't imagine like trying to put these on a bag unless it's like a backpack, because they are rather substantial and there is a bit of weight on them, but they are so adorable. So adorable. Okay, so extras. We have our air freshener. And this one is actually a little bent. You can kind of see it's bent, but that's okay. Did I forget to show you the ear again? I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh, and my card is bent too a little bit. So there's the card. And this one does say Long Track on it. Long Track. And so the ear on this one is a plain. Oh, so 3 new ones to the collection. But I'm still on the hunt for the green one. So let me see if I can get all of those in focus. Yes. Very, very happy with these. They're so cute. Now, how am I going to fit them all up there with my romantic ocean? That is going to be a question. I may just have to put these somewhere else where you guys can't see. But I think what I'll do is probably take this one and trade it out with the red cloud or red. Yeah, red cloud. And put this one next to the storm cloud, thunder cloud. Because definitely my colors, this one right here. But yes, very, very happy with those. They are so cute. And yeah, still on the hunt for the kind of green minty one that's on the cover here. This is Leisure Rainbow. But I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't mind a special one, which is Bright Star. This is the secret. It's kind of like a dark purple blue. But yes, if I get this one in the next box that I get, then I'll have the whole collection besides the secret. And I'm actually really surprised I haven't gotten any duplicates. So that's fun too. But that's pretty much all that I have for you for this reading vlog. I had a really, really great time revisiting 2 kind of holiday cozy mystery series that I like to make sure that I keep up with whenever there's a new installment. We'll definitely be continuing with those series if we get new installments next year. But that will remain to be seen. I don't usually keep on top of those releases. I usually just try to around October or so, try to see if one is coming out. And usually by then, if there is one, there's usually some news or something about one. So we'll see if we'll be continuing with those series next year. I'm kind of hoping so, because I do, like I said, really, really enjoy reconnecting with those characters, just being in their towns, going through all of their festivities with them and their annual traditions, and meeting back up with all of the characters that we've connected with for so many installments. And so, yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you've been up to, what you've been reading, what you've been working on. Are you someone who enjoys reading holiday themed reads at this time of the year? Have you read the year-round Christmas mystery series or the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series? Do you have any holiday like mystery suggestions for me? I know there's so many cozy mystery series out there and kind of out of the loop. But if you have one that you've been really loving, definitely let me know what that is down in the comments below, because I'd really love to check another like holiday cozy mystery series out. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a Christmas tree emoji down in the comments below, it would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.